Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Peaky Blinders Season 5, Episode 5. Last episode was a trip. A lot happened. I think last episode was probably my favorite episode of the season, just because of how, first of all, this entire season has been really well shot in terms of cinematography. Just all the shots are really beautiful, very well filmed, very well directed, but last episode specifically had a lot of like songbird imagery, and especially that last sequence with the whole Black Swan, or Swan Lake I think it was. I think Black Swan because that's what it reminded me of, but Swan Lake was playing out and the ballet was being performed, and at the same time that was being paralleled with what was happening with Linda, down to what she was wearing, the songbird dress that she was wearing, and when she fell to the ground, the fake blood of the actual Swan Lake, you know, the cloth, being paired with the cloth of Linda's dress looking like blood. Very stylistically beautiful, and it made such an intense moment even more intense because the intercutting between the scenes just made it so intense. That being said, Linda is dead. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel some type of way because I don't like Linda. I never really liked Linda. So I'm glad that she's dead. I'm glad that she's not a nuisance in Arthur's life and she's not really a problem for the Peaky Blinders, because she was putting two and two together. She was starting to get onto their business and she was butting her head into business that she had no right butting her head into, and just being married to a Peaky Blinder, I feel like she was trying to get out of it and she didn't really know how, and she fell victim to the circumstances, and I think both her and Lizzie were having a heart-to-heart about the life and the life of being married to a gangster, and Linda just succumbed to it. She didn't know how to handle it. So I do feel bad for her in that regard. She tried to get out of it, but at the same time, she was power hungry, she was money hungry, and she started butting her head into affairs that she had no right to. But at the end of the day, that wouldn't have been an issue had they just settled down, started a family, went to America like she wanted to. You know, easier said than done with him being Arthur Shelby. His name is very famous, and maybe they wouldn't have been able to live a happy, healthy life, but that's what she wanted, and she didn't realize, or she realized too late, or she just didn't care that that would not be possible for someone like Arthur Shelby, who has the impulses that he does and who has the obligation to his family that he does and his line of work. So she's gone. Goodbye and good riddance. The next issue is Gina / Mosley, because if they're not working together already based on that look that she gave him and based on the knowledge that she knew about him, they're going to work together in the future for sure. That's going to be my prediction. And I also predicted last episode that if they are going to work together, or if they are working together, Michael is starting to figure that out, and I think that behind the scenes he's going to work with Tommy to take down Gina and Mosley. And I hope that happens because I would like to believe that the Shelbys are tight-knit and that they're not going to betray one another, and that, you know, Michael isn't the Black Cat, because as soon as they introduce that storyline, the easiest person to believe would be the Black Cat would be Michael, or, well, Linda's out of the picture now because she can't be the Black Cat. So Gina is the #1 contender. It would be awesome, and I think it would really elevate Michael as a character if he were smart enough to realize this and go to Tommy now. So I don't know though, because in every scene that he's not in with Tommy, he still shit talks Tommy. Maybe that's just a ploy to get people not on his trail of working with Tommy secretly, but I don't know. I don't think that that's the case, but it might be the case now that Michael is starting to maybe realize it. And I could be looking into things because I am making assumptions literally based on looks people give. It's not even based on things that they have said. So it could just be a very out there prediction, but that's what I'm going to predict, because obviously Mosley is looking to double cross Tommy and Tommy's looking to do the same to Mosley. So they trust each other right now, and it's clear that Mosley respects Tommy as a person, but both of them are onto each other's shit, and it's just a matter of who's going to strike first. So yeah, I'm going to shut up and get right into the episode. So without further ado, let's get into episode 5. Considering that the next episode that I watch is the finale, I have to watch the next episode. So let me quickly talk about what just happened. I thought last episode was my favorite. This episode was definitely my favorite, and maybe that'll change after the finale, but I just felt like the pacing this episode was good. It wasn't too complicated for my mind to comprehend. Not a lot of political stuff was really happening. It opened fantastically, although I didn't enjoy what he was talking about. Mosley delivered a insanely good speech, really made you like understand what this character was really like, and I guess historically what he was really like too. I've heard him compared to Hitler, and that was very evident in his speech and how he was blaming the Jews for the financial stuff and whatever, but he really made you not root for him, but see why people would root for somebody like that, and how charismatic he was, and just his speech was very well delivered. Not sure what that actor's name is, but he's very good, very good. I enjoy him as a villain character on this show. He might be one of the better villains we've come into contact with on this show, and there have been some pretty good villains. I don't know, Lucas and Greta put up a pretty good fight, but Mosley might take the cake in terms of the best villain. He knows how to talk, and the way that he talks is so satisfying to me, I guess. I don't know, he's very charismatic, and I could see why people would fall for what he's offering them, I guess. I also really enjoyed at the end of the episode Tommy talking about the plan and what he's going to do to Mosley. I enjoyed him meeting up with Barney and visiting him in his cell and planning to get him out of there, and I just really enjoyed that entire sequence. And even when he was like, okay, you'll know when it's Wednesday when you hear the bangs, and then he heard the bangs and he was like, it's fucking Wednesday, the bangs, the big bang on Wednesday. So I really enjoyed that. I hope Barney is a character that makes his way into season 6 potentially, because I really enjoy the fact that he has ties to Tommy and Arthur in the war when they fought in the war together, and it's interesting to see a different outcome for somebody who was not mentally able to withstand the effects, the PTSD of the war, and that is very evident in where he is. I mean, he was literally in a mental asylum, so it sucks, but Tommy is going to get him out of there. He's going to be the sniper. Hopefully after he said it was 10 years, hopefully after 10 years he still has his sniping capabilities, because if not, if he misses that shot, which I don't think it's going to be a hard shot, if he misses it, then that's game over. But I assume it's the finale next episode. I predict that it's going to all work out perfectly, and he's going to get that shot. He's going to do that good deed for Tommy. Tommy's going to give him a better life, hopefully, so it's a win-win-win situation. The only way it could go wrong is that if Mosley gets a whiff of what's happening, or if Jimmy gets a whiff of what's happening and alerts Mosley. That's the only way I could see it going down south, or if Gina says something, but I don't know how Gina would even alert him, because Michael is not aware of the plan. We also haven't seen Michael this episode, so it kind of makes me believe that my theory was wrong with Michael working with Tommy, although I do still think Gina is fishy. I think the whole thing that happened with the opium this episode perhaps was because of Gina, because who else was told? It had to have been Gina, because Michael told Gina, and I think I remember Michael telling Gina about the opium. Yes, it was at the party, and he told her, and told her how much money they would be making and how great it would be for them to host dinner parties in a room twice that size. I do remember that conversation actually happening. So Gina was aware of it. Gina probably used it to her advantage and said some shit. I hope that for Michael's sake and for the sake of the whole family that Gina gets taken out next episode or gets taken care of. But maybe if shit hits the fan next episode, maybe Gina could be a potential informant or a villain in the next season. I mean, we're coming up on World War II here. I'm pretty sure this is the 1930s. We're coming up on the Second World War here. I mean, you could see it with the disdain for the Jews, everything that's happening here. It's building up to that ending, and I don't know how they plan to end the show, or if they're going to stop at a certain point in history. You guys probably know that more than I do, but that's where it seems like it's going to end, or at least that's the around the time that they're gonna end it at. So yeah, I don't really have that many predictions for the next episode. I kind of just want to get into it. Oh, I'm pissed off that Linda survived. Kind of annoying. I hope that she's just banished and just goes away, and they pay her off. She can go live her life. I mean, I would want to be paid off if I was in that situation, but it frustrates me that she was saved and characters like John couldn't be saved. Characters like Alfie, who I didn't particularly like the way he portrayed Tommy, but I enjoyed him as a character. There's so many other characters that I would have liked to have seen survive other than Linda. I mean, we got Bonnie, who wasn't even one of the main characters. So the fact that they saved Linda, just a cop-out, man. I don't really like it, but whatever. Arthur loves her, so that makes me feel for him. It doesn't make me feel any type of way towards her other than I feel bad that Arthur genuinely loves her and is heartbroken. Arthur also had really good scenes this episode too. He was back to his authentic self, authentic Arthur, and I love it. We'd love to see it. But yeah, I'm going to stop talking and get into the finale because I really want to watch it, and my camera is about to die, so I'm going to charge that up, watch the finale. And yeah, as always, thank you guys for watching. Check out my other reactions if you have not already, and I will see you guys for the finale. All right, bye guys.